Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Double. Today we're finishing the first parak of Mizrach Shabbos. Don't worry, there's 24 parakim of Mizrach Shabbos. We'll be sticking with Mizrach Shabbos for a while. Mishnah is Yud and Yud Aleph. Mishnah Yud says, Ein Solin Basar Batzar Lupitza. You want to make a barbecue, Friday afternoon barbecue. I guess you want to have your barbecue for Friday night. You don't only got chicken on the bone. Come on, get steak, right? You can't grill your steak and butzel. Some people like to have, onions that are on the grill, beitza, an egg. Maybe you top off your steak with an egg. Some people in Israel like to have hamburgers with eggs in them. I never heard about that before until I got to Israel. So you're grilling your onions and your eggs and your steak. Even Beis Hillel agrees that you have to grill it enough that it reaches a certain amount of being cooked before Shabbos starts. How much is that? So the Mefarshim say a shlish, which is called Michael Ben, usually 1/3 of its full cooking. 1/3 of its full cooking. I'll discuss this more. What exactly was 1/3, 1/2? Some people say Michael Ben Drusai. I think the Rambam says it's 1/2 of its cooking. We'll discuss that in Ian Mitzion. It relates to going to a restaurant, having steak. There's really 5 ways of having a steak. You have it well done, medium well done, medium rare, or rare. Really is a 6th one, which is below rare, which is undercooked. It's not even rare. So those are the 6 things. We'll talk about how it relates to Michael Ben Drusai. You have to be at least cooked enough that you would eat it before Shabbos. The reason being, if it is not cooked enough, the Gemara says, you might stoke the coals. You might stoke the coals to make it burn faster, or remove the coals. That's also a possibility, so that it shouldn't cook so much. And that's a malacha, either a havara or kibbutz and Shabbos. And Beis Hillel is worried about that. He knows in pasla toner in chashecha. Similarly, you can't bake a loaf of bread right before Shabbos. Nor make a cookie. You want to make cookies in your convection oven. It has to be that the both sides of it brown before Shabbos Yom. He says if you put it, let's say, in an oven, so as long as the bottom of it browns, even though the top doesn't brown, that's okay. We don't paskin like Rebbe Lezer. You're allowed to lower a korban pesach. And a korban pesach is not a cow; it's a sheep, right? It's a sheep. You're allowed to do that and put that or a fire im chashecha, right before chashecha, even though it's not cooked at all. The reason being, the Gemara says that people by a korban pesach, it's a group of people, and there's reason here, and they're very careful to make sure that they'll take out the pesach when it's cooked the right amount, and they won't miscalculate the cooking and either have to cook it more very quickly or take away coal, so it shouldn't cook at all. This is talking about Beis Hamikdash. You have to make sure you're allowed to start a fire right before Shabbos in the place where, in the Beis Hamikdash, they didn't wear shoes, so it was very cold on the floor. So they had a special room where it was very hot. They had a fire there, they had a furnace. So as long as you started the fire, again, Kohanim are very careful. They're not going to stoke the coals. However, outside the Beis Hamikdash, when you want to light a fireplace, right, it has to be enough that most of the wood is already burning. So otherwise, it goes out, or it'll become very weak, and therefore you might come to stoke the wood. Rabbi Yehuda Omer b'chamin kosher. Rabbi Yehuda says, this is how we paskin. When it comes to coals, right, good American coals, if you use coals to ignite a fire, as long as it is ignited a little bit, the coals are burning a little bit, then the fire really is caught, and it will become a big fire. You don't really have to do anything, so therefore, as long as the fire is caught a little bit, that's okay, and you could just set that fire before Shabbos and let it burn and become a bigger fire as Shabbos progresses. Hope you enjoyed today's share. Stay tuned for Ian Mitzion coming up next.